Welcome to the Turntable, a roundtable discussion featuring music industry professionals, artists, and anyone with a vested interest in the music business. And today, we're going to have a discussion about something that I don't hear a lot about these days, and that is radio. Not only radio, but also the local market. So many times we focus on, national or even global, especially these days with social media. We're going to take some time to focus on the here, right? Wherever the here is for whoever's watching this. And you folks have been amazing in really representing, your local market and supporting artists, in some cases for decades, in the local area. So let's go around the room, if you don't mind, and talk a little bit about your background, how you fit into the industry, and then we'll take it from there. If you don't mind, Cameron, start up.
Sweet, fantastic. Well, hello everybody. I am Cameron, aka CamTheMan. You can find me at 104.5 The Beat. We are O-Town's #1 for hip hop and R&B. iHeartRadio owned. We basically cover anything entertainment, hip hop related. My show specifically is Keeping Connected. We do the 2 to 6 a.m. on Sunday. I've had tons of amazing artists, businesses, including Juss Balla came in. He's going to be coming in for his own independent interview later on. I think radio has become kind of an undersold aspect of the industry now with the rise of streaming and things like that. But I think it's one that should not be underestimated because the market that radio reaches is one that probably won't ever go away, especially with the emergency functions that it provides, during hurricanes and things like that. When streaming goes down and internet goes down, the radio is always there for you. And I feel like, especially with artists, you never want to give that up because some people only have access to a radio. Especially if you're talking more rural areas, deeper in the country. Internet is certainly not nearly as prevalent. So to have your stuff on the radio as well is a great marketing tool for any artist, any business, anything like that. And that's why when I say when Keeping Connected started and my boss let me do it, his only thing was to bring out the community and to help bring it together with the station at 104.5 The Beat and help grow everyone together without having to tax nickel and dime. Because I know that's kind of a plague on the industry nowadays where a lot of artists are getting charged for this and that. And sometimes it's not worth it and sometimes it is. But I wanted to provide a safe space for anyone to come in as long as they have the work and the effort. I want them to come in and really prove what they got. And Keeping Connected, like I said, is for anybody. Anyone who wants to come on, shoot me a message, CamTheMan, Lot 43 Official on Instagram. We would love to have you because I myself am up and coming in the radio industry. And I've been talking with some of the OGs. Like I said, it's hard. It was a lot easier back in the day. We're competing with streaming. We're competing with the internet. And I feel like today's turntable discussion is going to be great to learn more about the industry and the radio and how it can help anyone who's interested in the market.
Indeed, thank you. And Jose, you have a vast experience in media, entertainment, artist development, and so on. If you don't mind, if I could ask you to give me just a quick synopsis of what you've been doing over these decades.
Well, first of all, I own a talent agency here in Orlando, Jam Orlando Talent Agency. I figured, I've been dabbing in here and there for a couple decades with Omega and other radio stations. One of the things that I saw the most here is the necessity of a local artist to get played, to get noticed, to get the attention. And that was something that Jam Orlando, we decided to put a radio station and put a show together to give the artists a platform to come in and express themselves, give their culture some kind of effort there, and we really are open-minded to doing interviews and letting them come in and talk about themselves. And I have some crazy DJs that come in there from Brooklyn, heavy hitters. And what's even, I've started with a lot of the heavy hitters that are on top today. You know, a lot of the artists like Pitbull and many Nicky Jam, Daddy Yankee, and all those when they were absolutely just getting started, they were in the garages. You know, so I got an opportunity to listen to them, an opportunity to be part of them. You know, I grew up liking hip hop. The beginning for me, because I went from rock and roll, punk to hip hop, and I loved it. You know, the culture, the beginning, the Brooklyn heavy hitters. You know, had a good opportunities to be on stage with Fat Joe and Pun, and you know, it just look really something that today, you know, I see that the industry needs that love. I see the industry changing so much today with so much bad stuff coming out and giving it a bad name. I want to be able to bring that, hey, hip hop, you don't have to sell your soul to be out here. You can actually be recognized by your talent, what you have, be able to push artists and not, you know, for their things, you know. You really give them an opportunity to give their love. There's a lot of artists out here that they're beginning to be artists, and they have it in their heart to be an artist, and we try to encourage them. We try to push them in the right direction so they can actually do the right things, you know, and register your music, get paid for what you're doing, put something good out, you know. There's a lot of good things, a lot of influence. I really like this Full Sail. It gives an opportunity to artists to record their own music, learn how to do their own engineering, so they know what they're putting out. You know, it's just for me, it's very exciting to be able to come from where I come from and to be able to with the digital and all the good things that are coming about today that artists have opportunities, but you know a lot of people take those opportunities from them because it's all about the money, it's all about this. And really I believe that an artist should be recognized for what they got, their talent, their character, what they're putting out. I want to hear good lyrics. I don't want of degrading females. I want artists to bring out quality music. If you got quality music, I'm going to rotate you. I'm going to play you, you know, and that's where I'm at.
We need more soul.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
I love
yes.
that.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. You have a rich history in the industry, and I definitely value the positivity. We certainly need more positivity, especially if you truly understand the culture of hip hop. Since you mentioned hip hop, it really was about creativity that would allow those inner city youths to be able to focus on the development of this, you know, new culture and not necessarily do some of the other things that, you know, we all know go the wrong places. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And speaking of positivity, I want to talk a little bit about or learn a little bit about you. Juss, if you don't mind maybe filling us in on some of the things that you've been doing. I know that you have a positive movement. You're fusing gospel and hip hop and poetry. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, what's up, y'all? I'm Juss Balla, Brooklyn, New York. I grew up in hip hop. I grew up in soul. You know what I'm saying? Mom's always playing the good songs, you know, Sunday mornings and stuff like that, going to church singing, being in the street and just, you know, being a part of the hip hop culture itself. So I feel like I emanate everything. You know what I'm saying? That's what I try to give, make everything positive. I don't degrade anybody in my music. So if you want to search me up, you know what I'm saying, go get a good vibe, Juss Balla everywhere. But more so about me, I have a brand called SDA. It's called Say Less, Do More, Act Better. You know what I'm saying? That really like just surrounds like what I stand for. It's like a everyday lifestyle thing. You know what I'm saying? So, and that just goes a part of like just excelling, beating the odds. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, everything was no, no, no. So I turned it to yes, yes, yes. Cause it's like You know what I'm saying? You the captain of your own ship. You just gotta go around making good connections, being a good person, and the vibe will eventually, catch on. So that's really what I'm out here doing. You know what I'm saying? We started a entertainment label called Built for More. You know what I'm saying? Even in that name itself, we just trying to build for more. You know what I'm saying? That goes for even if you working out, even if you in school, if you doing anything trying to excel or better yourself, that's what we represent. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to I'm just trying to leave something behind positive. You know what I'm saying? Not too many people in my family has really done anything. And I'm just trying to break generational curses, give good vibes, good energy, and just have fun while I'm doing it. I feel like a lot of artists get so caught up and you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they just get so caught up that they don't have fun and they just want to work. But in order for the work to be good, you gotta enjoy yourself doing it.
You gotta work. Don't get me wrong. You can't play all the time.
You have to work, but it's all about your mind for real. You know what I'm saying?
It's a different work.
You know what I'm saying? It's all about your
mindset. 100%.
It's your perspective. That's what I try to teach the youth and my peers. It's how you look at something. You know what I'm saying? Because even with what we have, we could look at it as I don't have enough. We could look at it as I got a lot. You know what I'm saying? More than whoever. But I'm just really pushing for peace, positivity, and just trying to build. Honestly, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Man, you guys are
that's
a
amazing.
tough act to follow, man.
Well, Payday.
Middle somewhere.
That's a name.
Payday has been building
in the middle somewhere.
a platform. You obviously also have a podcast.
Yes.
You've been creating an environment for artists to be able to showcase what they have going on. Tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. I'm responsible for a video production company, NewBarCity. It's a platform for local artists to showcase their skill sets as well. Juss Balla was part of that as well. You look out for his version of his interpretation of it. So that's more or less for local talent to showcase their skill set. Also, I'm responsible for an online digital school, Jeune University. That's pretty much the company. On top of that, it's for artists, producers, creatives to one network. Also get a chance to have weekly Q&As with other industry professionals, so you're able to speak to talent such as yourself, and along with everyone else on this board, A&Rs, publicists, managers, marketing strategists, brand strategists. Every week they have a chance to actually hear their story, see what they provide, and have those opportunities to have those one-on-one questions with them, and as well teach creatives how to start and develop and build, credit, personal credit, business credit, so that as you are going through this journey, and because we all want to enjoy ourselves doing it, and you got to put in those times to develop those skills. You still got to deal with life.
Still gotta have a roof over your head.
You still gotta have a roof over your head.
You're basically trying to start a starter kit for upcoming artists, because if you helping them with the credit, you helping them with the the creativity, and also you giving a podcast for other people, other legends, and people who are further in the industry. You basically just giving people a how-to guide for real.
You're putting together a blueprint.
It is.
Real.
It is. It's a foundation, and it's
That's tough
for engagement as well. For you to share, it's more than just sharing a post. Most people probably don't know when you deal with those mainly Instagram. There are kind of those channels where you have those engagement groups where it's kind of I don't want to say a shortcut, but it's if you know, where you share your profile and it's all right. This is what we gonna do. When you share this profile, we all gonna comment on it. We all gonna share it, and it boosts the algorithm. Yeah. So I'm providing a space as well where you can have those streams there. You can have your songs there. You can have your videos there. You can have your posts there as well. If you want to figure out how to get on a particular platform, you just don't know who to ask.
That's really how it be with a lot of artists.
I have someone, I'm a publicist here. I have these outlets here and here. This is how you do it. You may want to get a publicist first instead of a manager, somebody to tell you that. Because, when a manager, if you got nothing to manage, there's no reason to have that.
That's a good point.
Along with that, just being independent. Like you said, you have your own label, your manager trying to build your own thing. Okay, well, this is how you start a real label. You get your LLC, you get your Dun & Brad, you get your NAV going.
Yeah, give them
and
step
now
by
you
step.
have your business bank account. Now you develop those deposits, and now you're able to fund your career. Now that's one less thing you got to worry about, where you can focus on being more creative instead of working on
Yeah, you
40,
took
60
everything and threw
hours.
that in like a step one. If people go, I feel like if they follow you with that setup, they're gonna be good. You're in the industry for
But
it.
that's what it's there for. I've been an artist before anything else.
Tough.
So you know the struggle.
And I understand having to work 50, 60 hours to pay for a video. It's a little different than it was then than
It's
it is
getting more
now.
expensive. That inflation
You
ain't
spend your
playing.
whole check paying for a video, and now you got no money to market it.
Yeah.
And you know, like you said, when you come from the radio and DJs, and you got to have a little bit of here, a little bit there, and then the publicists need this, and you only get one check every 2 weeks. It's a little tougher to do that, unless now you know developing your business and developing funding, and now you can speak to other specialists, people who do Airbnb, people that do Turo, who can guide you in those endeavors that build that money passively, so you can focus more on your craft.
Thank you for giving us just a tidbit of some of the amazing things you've been doing over the years. I want to make sure we're able to dig in to one of the main topics for today, and that is radio. But not just radio on a local level. I think it maybe needs to be said out loud that, you know, many times it's something that artists forego either simply because they're misinformed and believe that it really has no value, because of the
conversation.
proliferation of streaming, but certainly anybody that has been involved with radio knows that it brings a lot of value, and it also could help bring value outside of the medium itself and build credibility for artists. So I'd love to go around. I want to go to the industry veteran over here. If you could maybe tell me a little bit about how a local artist should approach you, someone that runs a radio platform, to begin that dialogue, to hopefully be able to either A, get some radio play, or B, get an opportunity to come on and talk a little bit about their movement and what they have going on.
I think a lot of it has to do with my man here with putting together the blueprint. The blueprint puts together how an artist should approach a radio station, or how an artist should not just a radio station, but everything else. The aspect of getting the 9-to-5 job, being able to pay your things and do things. I visit a lot of local showcases, and I watch the artists, and I watch how they talk to each other, how they network. It's very important to me, by the time you reach my point, that you are able to give a good interview, be able to bring clean music to my show, being able to represent yourself and your label, or whichever way you're going. I want to be able to push you forward in a good, positive way. But I need you to start by being positive yourself, by being able to believe in yourself. By the time you hit the radio station, you should be able to represent. And I've been really successful with the local artists in the area, because it's unbelievable how much talent there is in Orlando, and it just doesn't come out.
Yeah.
It doesn't come out. When was the last time you heard a local artist come out of Orlando?
That is a point.
Or like Bossman D-Lo, maybe is one of the more recent. I don't know if he was.
I mean, I'm in the streets right now with
Yeah,
people,
is
so
he?
I know a couple little underground. Like, for example, a person named Lil Wet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like it's a few that
have
gaining
some,
traction
yeah.
on like Instagram and stuff like that. But it's more so I feel like with the radio stations, like people just like you're saying, you gotta have something to stand on. If you come in and you only got your 2 feet and 2 songs, as you know what I'm saying, like
I guess so
you're
much
just
of
not
that,
ready
too.
for it. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So it's like you gotta have a track record. You know what I'm saying? And multiple. I could say albums. You know what I'm saying?
Like a
Stuff that
portfolio.
you gotta
Yeah.
fail
Some
multiple
videos.
times. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to stand on your 2 feet. You know what I'm saying? Because a man is gonna respect a man. You know what I'm saying? Business is gonna respect business at the end of the day. And everything is, even though it's blessings and stuff like that, but business is business. And everybody likes good business. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, and then me personally being like coming up, still being young and still trying to make a name for myself musically, it's like not a lot of people, like for me growing up, I feel like I've heard going to the radio station, you have to wait outside, hopefully somebody come outside and you gotta hand them some
back
money with it. Like that's the last
how
time I
it
heard
is.
about for real. Like so, it's really social media is really drowning the radio because people want to rather put their time and effort into social media than rather like going to a radio station having to talk to people because they feel like it's too many runarounds. So like
the accessibility is a big part because I feel like anyone
know
can
somebody.
get on the internet.
So Cameron, let's talk a little bit about the approach.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have an artist. Let's say the artist has a bit of music. You know, maybe they have an EP's worth of music.
Okay.
They've been playing some dates locally. And they believe, or maybe if they have a manager, they believe that they're ready for radio. If you don't know them, if you haven't already heard of them, what do you want to see? Let's talk about communication. If you could give me a synopsis of some of the things that you would like to see come through either in your DMs or maybe even in an email that will give you a signal that this is someone you might want to engage with.
That they're ready for that level.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's a great question because I do get a lot of DMs and the variety of them can be a little drastic. We get some that are like, hey, can I come on the radio? That's it. And as much as
man.
like I said, that doesn't get my attention. And like I said, and I'm one of the newer guys at the radio station, so I can't even imagine what the PDs are getting and like the volume of things that I have to go through. What I look for, what I want, any artist that's looking, any business really, it doesn't even have to be an artist, it could be anybody. Send me a little bio. Let me get a synopsis of kind of like your journey. I want to know your biggest accomplishments, your biggest things that have happened. Maybe some music that's out there, YouTube videos, anything like that. You can attach that. You can send most of that through DMs nowadays.
Would that be in an EPK, a one sheet? How would you like that?
You can send it as a one sheet if you'd like. I'm not super, it doesn't have to be I would like it as professional as possible. Even in an email, you could send it to my email. I have all my stuff in my link in bio. The main thing for me is make sure that what you send me is something that is going to sell yourself because.
So, what would be, because a lot of local people don't know how to be professional. That's just
100%.
honestly. So, what would be a good unprofessional approach? You know what I'm saying? For somebody who's, I don't know how to make a one sheet. I barely
Don't
know how
even
to.
know what it is, yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So, how can I approach you and still, leave
Have
some
a
type of
chance.
mark? You know what I'm saying? Like.
Okay. I would say, number one, your social media is a big one that I look at. Let's say I want to see you have some engagement. You don't have to be like an animal. I understand it's tough, but you have to have some videos, something to where I can see some engagement. I see a lot of artists that will send me stuff and they just kind of have like a regular social media profile with like their kids and things like that, and that's cool. But business-wise, my boss, the reason he lets me do what I do is that we all grow the station. And when you have a page with like the follower count, yes, it's a big deal, but I focus more on the actual content itself because I brought on a lot of people with less than 1,000 followers, but they have that movement, they have that drive. They've come to me and they've shown me that they really want it. And that's what me and my boss really look for, as any PD really looks for, because a PD is looking for that growth, that engagement. We need to grow the market, especially with, like you said, it's hard to get the younger people with streaming and the internet and that instant gratification.
And how much music should they send you? Are you, too many times, and I'll speak for myself, over the years, too many times somebody will literally send you a catalog, especially these days when you have, these albums that are like 20 some odd songs deep.
Yes.
Who honestly has time to vet all of that?
Joint.
What do you want to see?
Everything since I was 5.
I say, and like that's another thing we can talk about, the singles versus projects discussion, because that's a big one that's kind of come out. But me personally, send me your top. I want the top. If it is a project, if you have an album that is your top project, you can send me the album. You don't expect me to listen to the entire thing, but send me, be like, okay, check out this top single. Here's my best video. Put your best foot forward, and if I really like that first thing, I will dive into the rest of it. I've had tons of artists that I'm like, wow, this video or this visual or whatever it is, it drew me in to their craft, and it let me kind of realize that you have what it takes. You just need that market. You need a little bit of exposure. And while I can't offer the most radio play, we're more, like I said, my boss is like, I have to send that through corporate iHeartMedia, blah, 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 blah. But we have an open platform for interviews. We can tell them, we can direct them to your social media, to your albums, anything like that. and really get you that market that you might be looking for that might be underappreciated, because those people that don't have streaming, that don't want to pay for this, that they do listen to the radio. Like anyone who has a work truck, anyone, police, ambulance, they don't have streaming or whatever. Not a lot of them do, but
The nice thing about me, I don't have to go through my boss.
yeah, you are the boss. Yeah.
Talk heavy.
What do you
Talk
want?
heavy.
Do you want
Yeah.
one or two songs? Do you want
Yeah.
Like,
a bio?
like Cameron saying, it's very important to have a bio because we want to be engaged. We want to be interested in what you got. I get a lot of
follow the journey.
I get a lot of artists to send me one song and it's dirty. I don't even. I listen to the first 2
SoundCloud
seconds.
It's over.
Yeah,
It's
and then
over.
it goes away. You know, and there's other artists that will send you the bio. They will send you all their engagements with Instagram, Facebook, and all that, and it kind of gets you intrigued. Okay, hey, I like this guy. Let me look more into his things, and all of a sudden, I got him on my radio in the car. I'm listening to him because and those are the kind of things that excite me. I want an artist that excites me. I feel very humble and I feel very good because I understand my generation, the generation that's today, and the generation that's coming up. So I'm able to see the difference in all three of them, and I know what's good. I have good taste, and I like good music. It doesn't matter what genre I'm listening to. It could be rock and roll, punk, hip hop, good music.
Tastemakers.
and
You're
I'm saying
all
that-
tastemakers. I had to smile, by the way, because I'm old enough to have gotten, the test presses and the records from the labels. And one of my favorite, and I'm being very sarcastic, one of my pet peeves were, this goes right with what you were saying, would be to get a record with clean version written on the label, even from a major label, and you put it on the turntables, trusting that
Oh my
they
God.
know what they're doing, and
And you
sure
find out
enough,
too late.
Aye.
not so much. So Payday, you have an artist, they get a little radio play locally. How do you parlay that into other opportunities, maybe like shows, maybe interviews with other types of press, like blogs, websites, influencers?
I mean, listening to everybody speak on their perspective, it really sounds like we're all saying the same thing, and it goes hand in hand with artist development. Whereas as an artist, you said, having a resume, which is your music, or pictures, videos, like we said, in that bio, that EPK, giving tastemakers as well as fans a chance to become a fan. Having that one good song, like you said, you had that one good song, you hear it, like you said, you like it, I can send it to my boss, or I hear it, I like it, now I'm going to look deeper, and okay. Or consumer, I hear it, I like it, okay, who is this person? Let me go on the gram or whatever. But if you don't have those pictures, those videos, those other songs there, how can I become a fan? Like, I don't hear anything else from you.
How can
You need to have a catalog.
How can I depend on you to do it again?
With just the music, the pictures, and the video. So,
And where are you sending that? Where are you recommending, or where are your artists that you're working with are sending that outside of radio? Once they have some of that, who are they going to on the local level?
I would say from near a publicist,
Okay.
because the publicist is going to be the ones who's going to have people like us in their call log and say, I got an artist, they got X, Y, and Z together. Let me send you their stuff. And they're going to send it professionally. Right. They're going to have the dirty, the clean, the EPK. They're going to have all that set for you. And then now when tastemakers hear it, oh, yeah, send me some more stuff. Or, what's going on? Do they have a situation? And they'll have that package together. And now they're going to be able to put you on other platforms to showcase that artist. And that artist will now get on that platform and be able to sell themselves to potential fans.
I love the fact that you included something that too many times is not discussed. If you're not that person, having that person that is the professional, that knows the steps, that knows the protocol, that knows how to communicate.
And have relationships already.
And relationships, and work on your behalf. Juss, if you don't mind, talk a little bit about how you as an artist so far have been able to parlay some of the opportunities that you've had locally, and if you could maybe share one or two,
I'm not even gonna
into
lie.
other things.
I was just about to intervene. Because you need a team. Like that's what a lot of people is forgetting. Like you can't do it on your own. As an artist, you're one person, and if you think you're gonna make music, pay for your videos, pay for this, and gotta focus on the publishing,
It's a lot.
you're gonna burn out. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have a team, and that's why I made it my focal point to put a team together. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, my manager Jair, he's been able to, based off of my performances on social media, so I'll do videos, make sure my content right, make sure I look good, make sure everything is on a par, so he'll be able to promote it on the back end. He'll be able to go bring it to a promoter or bring it to a business and be like, this is my artist, this is how he presents himself, this is his numbers. You know what I'm saying? You can make it easier for the teammates. You know what I'm saying? So
What are some of those wins? I mean, on the local level, what are some of those wins?
so I've done, when I first got out here, a couple months, probably like last year, Jair got me into a show, what was a Halloween party, 2,000 people. You know what I'm saying? I just came down here, but because I was working before I got down here, boom, 2,000 people. Couple more shows, I performed at Legends with a bunch of local famous artists, you know what I'm saying? And I went like pretty much last, so it's like, I was like, wow, I must be a little somebody. Restaurants, playing I walked in a restaurant, they was playing my song. I was surprised.
That must be a good feeling.
I walk inside like clothing stores, you know what I'm saying? They play my stuff. It's just like you just gotta be a part of.
You get them
You gotta
brand
be in the
deals right
community.
there.
You have to be in the community for the community to know who you are, number one, and to just fall in love with your journey, because they know you come from where they come from, but you putting in the extra work that a lot of people just won't do because either they're scared or they're unmotivated. So they'll just support you because they just too, either lazy, scared, or just don't want to do it themselves. You know what I'm saying? So I done got free clothes, branding clothes. People just give me stuff, to be honest, just based off the journey. A lot of opportunities, to be honest. It's endless. I realized that Instagram numbers and music, Spotify, and those numbers, that could get you could get through life free, basically. You know what I'm saying? So, I'll be honest with you.
It ain't free when you put in the work.
Now I'm saying that,
It
but
ain't free. You already traded your time
I
in.
got free food.
Hey, but I would have to say, man,
Free coffee.
a lot of that stuff comes because you got a genuine manager.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay,
Shout out to
That's
Jahir,
part of
by
it.
the way.
That's
Music
part of that
business in
team.
the house.
Shout
Yeah.
out.
Shout out.
your
Part of that
manager
team.
does a good job finding you those things, and he just brags and talks about you. And
That's why that team is important.
And it opens up different highways. I mean, he came to me and he put everything on the table, man. This is what I
appreciate you.
got. This is what he's about, and it engages me, to, hey, I want to see this guy, I want to get him on the radio. I want to work with him.
Yeah.
Exciting.
That's why it's important, very important to have a team of people that care about you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has to play their role. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with our journey, Jair used to be an artist. His artist name was Young Jay. You know what I'm saying? So, but then we had to focus up. You know what I'm saying? Some people sacrifice certain things. I sacrificed my voice in certain matters. He sacrificed him making music. So we could all just get to the bigger goal. And then once we there, you could do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? You could make music, you can
respectful.
manage other artists, you can give what you learn and give it back. You know what I'm saying? That's all about, you get out the barrel, you grab your brother out too. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what we focus on. You know what I'm saying? Through the meetings, through the long night phone calls. I used to have nothing, to be honest. He used to have nothing. Now we in school, you know what I'm saying? Now we trying to make it happen. This is a non-stop grind. You know what I'm saying? And it works.
Thank you. I love that. The grind. That's the word. Grind. That's no joke.
The grind.
So I got the signal a few times. So I want to make sure we go around one more time. Let's try to do a 1-minute synopsis of advice. So there is an artist right now watching this. They're trying to figure out how to get a hold, how to get a grip in their market. What should they be doing? Let's start with you, Cameron.
Well, number one, you need to know your market. So you need to find out what your local radio stations are, whether it be 104.5, the Beat, XL, whatever it is.
You're doing them drops, boy.
Yeah, we don't play. Tune in, baby, because we don't play. But yeah, make sure you know your market. Whatever your music is, whether it's, reggaeton, whether it's hip-hop, whatever it is, know your stations, and then shoot a message to maybe their DMs, try to find emails, try to find out what people don't do. They always shoot the radio station an email, try to see who the PD is, try to find those producers. Because those people are a lot more likely, because on the radio station, you're getting mixed in with anyone who's sending in for contests, anyone who wants tickets, anything like that. Hundreds of DMs on the beat. As compared to my personal, I can get through it way easier. So look for those producers, look for the PDs, anyone in the market aside. You can message the radio station too, you might get lucky. But 9 times out of 10, just do that and know your market and then approach them as professionally as possible. Again, biography included, little paragraph, 2 paragraphs, nothing too crazy. Your best word, try to grammarly that up, make sure it's not misspelled, because I get a lot of that too.
Yo, 105.
Yeah, 105 for the beat, what's up, dude? Like, no, I try to, like, know who you're talking to, because that's a big part, because the respect goes both ways. Because I love bringing on people, but I get a lot of artists that are, like, not to say unappreciative, but they like, just assume they're going to get on just for shooting me a message. So have that bio, include your best video, your best song, send it through my DM, send it to my email. It's all in my bio at CamTheMan, Lot 43 Official, or 1045 The Beat if you're crazy and you want to try to get through all those ticket emails, go for it. But yeah, just professional as possible, and don't be afraid to send a few messages.
Thank you. Yeah, it may take more than one.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
Jose?
Yeah, I would have to say the same thing as my partner here. You have to, and also when you're performing anywhere, you never know who's watching you. You never know who's on at the audience. Your performance has to be top notch, and engage, and be ready to have your package ready. Because when I approach an artist at a showcase or something, I love it when, hey, give me a minute, bim, 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 bim. He sends me all his things right there.
Yes.
By the time I leave, I'm listening to his song on my radio. So I already got an interest in this guy.
Are you a fan of those, have you heard of the dot cards where you can put all your information?
Yes,
I really
yes.
recommend them.
Yeah,
Anything
like
that.
Popple, right?
Yeah. Or any kind of digital, you can get paper, cards, business cards,
But that works so good.
It's amazing.
You just boom, 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 boom. You got all the artist information there. And like I said, I'm in my car going home. I'm listening to their songs already. I'm ready. When I get to the station, I pass it on to my DJs. Check this guy out, man. This is one of the guys that's worth bringing into the station. So you went to a showcase, and you got something out of the showcase. You got an opportunity to be on the radio. It was worth your time to go over there. And then just follow up with, like he said, bio. Send your music, your clean music. And make sure you listen to the station so you know who's the one that you need to DM.
Yes.
Listen,
Yeah.
if you're not going to listen to my station, hey,
That's a good point, because I get a lot. That's another one, because they'll be like, oh, I don't even, what I'm saying? Like, engage with the station. It goes both
Show
ways.
love to the station.
Yes.
Show love.
Yes, because that's how we're able to do this. Because, like I said, the PDs aren't going to fund things like this if it's not worth their engagement at the end of the day.
That's why all this information costs a lot of money.
Yes.
So talk to me, just a 1 minute synopsis, sharing with a fellow up-and-coming artist, what should they be doing right now to get a grip in their market?
Number 2 is health and mental health. You gotta make sure all that's good, because this life is a roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make sure you up for it. You go on long nights and cold mornings. You know what I'm saying? So then you gotta make sure your money is right. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make sure your schedules is right. The thing the military taught me is right place, right time. You know what I'm saying? So even if I gotta pay $200-$300 for a showcase, like you said, you never know who is in there. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you investing in yourself. The whole thing, it is an investment. So I can't even fathom, think about how much money I don't. You know what I'm saying? I can't even imagine. But you just have to go along with it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's journey is different, but you just gotta make sure that the team. You know what I'm saying? You quality music. Make sure you know how to mix and master. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you just not making a song and you try to throw it out the same night or the next day. You know what I'm saying? You got to really invest. You got to put your heart, mind, and soul into these songs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to really, it's deep. It's just, you got to become one with your music. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to really love this stuff. If you don't really love it, and and just stop doing it, to be honest, because, you know what I'm saying, like, don't waste your whole life doing something you don't love, you know what I'm saying, to be honest. So
You're going to need it to get through them hard times. You're going to need
some
it.
passion and quality behind your craft.
Yeah.
Payday, so what would you recommend?
One, like you said previously, knowing your market. First, knowing your market. Two, finding out ways to add value. I think once you know your market and find out how you can add value, and that's pretty much with any asset, not just necessarily being an artist, you start to know how you can develop relationships. Once you start building those relationships, money's important in anything, but relationships take you a lot further.
There you go.
And having those relationships and good rapport, good business, take your name farther than any dollar could.
I love that. On that note, do you have something else?
A little bit,
Okay.
a little bit.
Yeah.
That don't forget that thought. But from there, I would say being consistent. Definitely being, like you said, don't be afraid to send more than one email, one
Get
DM,
lazy.
call one, show up every day, and be intentional. Be intentional about what your goal is. Setting that goal, in 90 days, I want to do this. In 120, I want to do this. By the end of the year, once you start doing those 30, 60, 90, 120, in that year, you'll be able to do that. And you start stacking those years and get to where you want to go.
Thank you so much. That right there, on that note, I think we need to move on. Thank you so much. Next time on the Turntable.